Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Today it's Monday morning with Merle and Patty.
She's Merle, I'm Patty, and it's Monday, or it's afternoon, depending on if you're on the East Coast, or evening if you're in Europe. But it's Monday morning here in Los Angeles, where we are.
Merle and Patty.
Merle and Patty. We started so smooth. At least we're not upside down today.
So I think it's important to get right to the topic so people will know what we're going to be talking
What
about.
are we talking about?
I forget. No. Are we worthy of happiness? The answer is yes.
Yes.
But there's a caveat on it. You know, we're all worthy of happiness just by having been born. However, you can't sit around and watch television and say, oh, yes, I would be really happy if I were
Outside.
outside. Right? And keep sitting on your sofa. That just doesn't work. So, what's really important about being worthy of happiness is it's like a ticket to run a marathon. How's that?
Okay. It's a ticket to run a marathon.
Because we're going to tell a story about running a marathon. But you can't just say, oh, I'm worthy to run a marathon. Well, yes, you are. But if you just sit around saying that to people, that's not going to get you anywhere. What's important is to understand that knowing that you're worthy of something is just the first step. That gives you the ticket to say, okay, now, if I'm worthy of it, I'm going to do what it takes to get what I want.
Yeah, to be happy, to run that marathon.
Yes.
But see, so many of us don't, on the outside, we want to think we're worthy of it, but we don't. We think, oh, I'm not as worthy as that person. I'm not as good or as smart or as tall or as purple haired or as whatever that is. So we just got to get past that. I mean, that's just decide you're worthy because we told you to. We told you that you are.
That's
so
it.
leave it at that.
Yes.
You are worthy of being happy. You are worthy of following your dreams. But now you have to do the next step, what Merle's talking about,
Yes.
doing the work.
Yes. So if you decide you want to run a marathon, we give you permission. We say that you are worthy. Now it's your job to find that a club. That they have clubs that run marathons that practice to run marathons. So you have to work out a whole agenda and put it into your life. That if I'm going to run a marathon, I'm going to do this practice Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or I'm going to run 2 miles, 5 miles, whatever it is, and do the things you need to do that anyone who wants to run a marathon needs to do. Anyone who says, I'm going to run a marathon, and then registers and just goes that day and runs will pass out. We'll never do it. I mean, it just, it's not possible. So you can get what you want if you do the work.
Right. Thank you. And I like what Emmanuel said. Does it come from child development? Yes, the worthiness does. I actually have a story that goes with that too. The worthiness issue. Why we often don't think we're worthy. I do not know how old I was, but I was before starting school. So I was 3 or 4. My mom, who was like the world's best mom and maybe a little overprotective. So my whole world was my mom. She was going on a bowling league and she was leaving me in the nursery school at the bowling alley. That wasn't okay. That was like the first time I'd ever been away from my mom. I screamed. I cried at the door. Worse than kindergarten for a second. This kid. And I at that moment, I kind of remember it in my 4-year-old maturity, wasn't worthy of my mother, who was my whole world, being with me. And I certainly wasn't worthy of these other kids who know how to play with other kids, and I didn't know how to play with other kids. It scarred me. It scarred me for years and years and years until I had to work extra hard or not commit that extra thing because then they'd find out I wasn't worthy. I mean, we create ridiculousness all based on our childhood misconceptions, self-limiting misconceptions about our worthiness. So look into it with a therapist if you need to for a year. Take what I would say, take a white bath with salt and sugar and milk and look at it into one bath and go, yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong at 4. I was wrong at 6. I was wrong that first day of kindergarten. I'm worthy as the person next to me, as a person behind me, as a person in front of me. You know, analyze it if you need to, just let go of it. So yes, thank you for looking at that.
Still need to do the work.
Yes.
Okay, so since you brought up bowling,
yeah.
Bowling is in my history as well.
We have bowling.
There's a bowling story. So my parents owned a pharmacy, and so they worked like the store was open until 11 o'clock at night, and they belonged to a bowling league, and the bowling league was all pharmacists. So it started like, I think they closed the store a little earlier, and they were at the bowling alley at like 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my parents just didn't want to get a babysitter or whatever. Mm-hmm. So they said that we could go with them when they went bowling, which was, it was late at night. You know, that's awesome for kids. But, okay, so they said we were worthy of this happiness, right? But we did have to do something to earn it. We had to take a nap. Which I hated to do. I hated taking a nap. They said, okay, you know, no nap, no bowling. And so we took naps, and we were able to go watch them bowl and run around the bowling alley. It was wonderful.
That is awesome.
So I wish I could go talk to your mother.
I know. It's bowling alleys. They're scary. I mean, no problem. He realized, Emmanuel, a fear attached to abandonment. Me too. My fear, I was abandoned. So I wasn't worthy of not being abandoned.
And it's so funny because you really weren't abandoned.
No.
And your mother loved you awesomely.
Awesomely. So but we create, you know, out of our level of upset and our maturity level.
So that's important to know as an adult looking back at your childhood, that some of the things you thought weren't true.
Right. A lot of the things we thought weren't true.
But you can see it, how you were thinking from a child's limited knowledge.
Yeah.
And as you get more knowledge and more experience, you say, oh, she really did love me. She was trying to keep me safe while she had a good time.
Right. So all those years of thinking through teens and even 20s was misconception of a little kid. I don't need a 4-year-old little girl deciding what I'm worthy of anymore. But
Exactly.
we do it. We all do it, you know.
Yes. So the long and the short of it is that we are worthy, but that's not enough. You also, it's important. Anybody alive is worthy, but you have to put in the work. We have wonderful people watching.
We do. Yeah, I love all you people. Tanya and Emmanuel and Pasquale, all sorts of people are here.
Amanda and Sheila.
Yay.
So
I feel like, what is that little kid show when you're looking, you're watching and you're watching and you're watching.
But to the topic, please.
Yes.
I think
I'm not worthy. All right. Okay, back to topic.
So that's it. It's not. You are worthy, but we still have to do the work. That's it. And our work today is telling you that you are worthy. We are all worthy, even the people you can't stand. Even your boss who you really hate. Everybody is worthy of finding their happiness, but each one of us has to do the work.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. We've said everything there is to say. Hi, Dottie signing on. And Emmanuel, we will call you Manny now. Thank you for that.
What's the one thing we could do to move toward? That's very clear. What you can do to move toward happiness is, it's not the happiness. You got to start with the worthiness, because that's the That's your underwear that you wear in order to put on happiness. And when you're putting on happiness, what I mean by that is you're doing the work. You're the marathon runner that's practicing every day. It's doing the work. It's putting on the rest of the things that you need to do in order. You need the worthiness to do the work to get to the happiness.
And then to figure out what makes you happy, you have to figure that out. And some people don't know because they've never, I don't know what makes me happy. I don't know what is my passion. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what you always say, even in your coaching, is just try something new until you figure it out. Does basket weaving make me happy?
Do something.
No. I'm going to take a singing class. Does that make me happy? Yeah, maybe that does.
Yes.
You know, walking the park.
Do something. Absolutely.
Running a marathon. Do anything until you figure out what makes you happy.
Yes. So it's not about complaining. It's not about bragging. It's about saying, oh, good, I'll make a plan. This is what I want. I'll make a plan and I'll do it. Amen.
We've said it all. Join us next week for Monday Morning with Merle. And tonight at 8 p.m., come back right here for Merle for Merle's Pearls.
In the meantime,
buy our books. Yay. Amazon.
Yes.
You can get them all print copy, download copy, or audio books now. We both have audio books.
I don't think mine's on
but
yet.
it's almost
about
on.
In a week or two.
Yes. Like us, follow us, all the social medias, please. And thank you guys for tuning in. Hi,
Sheila.
Hi, everybody.
Happiness starts with a cool pair of earrings. Oh, I forgot my earrings.
Oh, she's not happy. I got cool earrings. Bye.
Bye.